Hey, what is up, FishAholics? And today I'm out here in the Hobie Outback off Montauk Lighthouse, working my way over to my spot where I'm going to first start off fishing for the evening. And today's video is going to be the July 24-hour kayak fishing challenge. And I'm taking a little bit of a different approach compared to May and June for the 24-hour kayak fishing challenge, where I started real early in the morning and fished all day. And then, by the time it came to nighttime, I was pretty much dead or exhausted, so really didn't even fish at night. And therefore, that's why today I'm basically going to start at around 7 p.m. It's 7:01, so a little after 7 I'm going to start the July 24-hour kayak fishing challenge, and hopefully I'm going to be able to knock out the Porgy sea bass fluke pretty quickly and then switch over to bass and blues as that sun starts to set, and maybe even fish in the dark for bass and blues if I can't get them before dark. And then I'm probably going to get off the water, and because it's going to be dark, I'm going to have a little bit of an intermission, probably 2-3 hours, and then I'm going to hit freshwater Fort Pond at around 2-3 a.m. and fish that hopefully for the entire morning and afternoon to try and rack up even more species. I got great conditions out here off Montauk Lighthouse, very little wind, and I've got a lot of boats out here to the right of me for whatever reason, and it looks like maybe a school of bunker came by with some big bass on it, and that would be the one reason why, there's 25 boats piled in this one little spot. But I'm going to start off bottom fishing and hopefully get my Porgy sea bass fluke, knock that out, like I said, and then go for bass and blues. Let's do it. Let's catch some fish. Got a little baby scup here. Real small one. Whoa, splashing me. I'm not even gonna measure this one because I want a bigger one, little baby. There's a good one. That feels like a pretty good scup right there, guys. Oh, get in the net. Oh, there we go. Second scup of the evening, and it's a big enough one to help me stop scup fishing so I can try and catch other species. This is a really nice size scup. Let's take a look at this big pork chop and get a good measurement on him. Hopefully he doesn't slip out of my hands. That would be really, really bad. Alright. Yeah, that is a 15.5-inch scup right there, guys. 15.5 inches right there on the end of the tail right there is touching 15.5. That's a good way to start the July 24-hour kayak fishing challenge, definitely, with a nice 15.5-inch scup. See you later, buddy. Now I'm probably going to switch over and try and catch a lunker sea bass and try and catch a decent sized fluke. Let's do it. I'm hunting for a 14-inch or larger sea bass because if you guys haven't watched any of my other 24-hour kayak fishing challenge videos, basically the rules go that you have to catch as many species as you can in 24 hours, and they have to be, of legal size in order to count for the 24-hour kayak fishing challenge. And you got to try and catch as many as possible. So that's why once I catch the Porgy, which I caught that 15.5-inch scup, I have 15.5 inches on the board, and I can't catch another Porgy to add inches. I have to catch another species, so I can catch a sea bass that's legal, say 14 inches or larger, and I can put that on the board. And then I got to catch a 28-inch or larger striped bass, or any size bluefish, because I don't believe there is a size limit on bluefish because there's so many of those darn things. But anyways, that's basically the rules of the 24-hour kayak fishing challenge. Alright guys, so the sun just went down below the bluffs, and I probably have about another 20 minutes or so until the sun actually sets. Right now it's just hiding behind the land, and I haven't had any bites from a sea bass, so I'm gonna reel it up and call it for the sea bass fishing, and you know, focus on striped bass and bluefish, because I'm definitely gonna get the most inches from those two species. I'm gonna try out my green dip to red Twisty tube. This Twisty tube swims phenomenal in the water, and I guarantee you a big bass will nail it. This guy's going crazy. Whoa! Woo! Alright guys, you missed the hook set, but hooked into this small little bluefish here on the Twisty tube. Looks to be about 22 inches or so, maybe 25. He's definitely going to make the board, so it'll give me a few extra inches. The tide is just starting to, you know, pick up a little bit, and that's why I probably got this bite. This guy's going crazy. Easy, buddy, easy, easy. Easy, buddy. Not a bad one. Look what he spit up. He just spit up a eel. I guess some angler probably wasn't happy. Was eel fishing for bass, and this bluefish chopped his eel in half. Okay. At least I got another fish on the board. Let's see how long he is. Whoa. Nose is on the bump, and he is 23 1/4, but I'll just say 23 inches. Not a bad fish. Let me turn on my light here, just in case you guys can't see the numbers on the bump board. But 20 1/4 or 23 1/4 when you pinch the tail. Nose is on the bump. I'm gonna call him 23 inches though. 23-inch blue. Not bad. Get him back in the water. Alright, so I got a blue and a porgy on the board. Hopefully I can get that bass pretty soon that I need. Alright guys, just hooked a really big fish. Feels like a big bass on the Twisty tube. You can't see me yet, but I'm going to help you see me in a second. I'm going to turn on my light. I hope you can see me now. Just hooked into a big striper, fishing up front of the lighthouse, trolling my Twisty tube right before dark. This feels like a really big fish, really big bass. Probably around 30 pounds if I can get him in the boat. That's how big this fish is gonna be. This is the fish I've been looking for. Peeled off a ton of drag. Real heavy fish, real heavy fish. Oh. Really heavy fish, guys. I just got him to the kayak, and he made the decision he did not want to come in this kayak. Oh my gosh, guys. This might be my 50-pounder right here. Oh my gosh. A lot bigger than I thought. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. This might be my 50 right here. Or my 40. Oh, woo! Oh my gosh. Woo! What a beauty. What a beautiful big bass right here. Woo! July 24-hour kayak fishing challenge. This is what this big bass ate though. My FishAholic 20-inch green dip to red Twisty tube. Woo! Heck yeah! Oh yeah, baby. I am so excited about this fish. I just gotta flip him around. Oh, this is a really heavy fish. Really heavy. Oh my gosh. Whew. "46" bass right here, guys. Let me get the light on the bump board. These are really hard filming conditions, but right there, this big bass is touching 46 inches with the end of his tail. And then let me turn the light over here to show you where he is on the end of the bump. His nose is on the bump. Then let me turn the light so you guys can see, and the end of his tail is at 46 inches. 46 inches right there. This is probably, you know, a 45-pound bass easily. Definitely, you know, around 45 pounds. There this big girl is right there. Beautiful fish. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The tide is just starting to come in, and this big bass nailed the twisty tube. All right, guys, so catching like a 46-inch bass like that, and it's only right now, it is a little after 9 p.m. I'm probably gonna start working my way back to the beach. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come out here, catch, you know, at least a porgy, a bluefish, and a big bass. And, you know, then I'm gonna head back to the beach and get a little intermission, take a little nap, and then I'll probably, you know, wake up at around 1, 2 a.m. and hit Fort Pond, you know, in the freshwater, and try and catch walleye, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, and, you know, whatever else I want to catch. And I'm just gonna keep racking up the species in freshwater, and then hopefully, you know, towards the evening or after I catch all these freshwater species, I'll be able to go up on the north side and maybe catch that fluke that I want, because I really want a fluke. You know, if I can catch a 20-inch fluke, that's a good amount of inches. And, you know, that striped bass, 46 inches, you know, on the 8K, the boat that I work out here in Montauk, was the same length and was 46 pounds, and, you know, about the same, you know, width. So that fish was probably around 45 pounds. Nice, pretty fish. And, you know, I released her and got her back in the water so she can, you know, give us more stripers for the future to come. But I'm going to probably start working my way back, and I'm probably going to troll like a bomber or something, and hopefully connect with, you know, a big bluefish. You know, if I can get like a 30-inch bluefish, that'd be a really good upgrade. So let's do it. Let's catch some more fish. All right, guys, just hooked another good fish. And I started trolling my black bomber that I'll show you in a second, and 5 seconds in the water, I hooked this nice fish. I don't know what it is. It might be a really big bluefish, or, you know, might be another bass. I'm kind of hoping it's a big bluefish, because that's what I need. Yeah, it's another big bass, though. Another big bass, probably around, you know, 40 inches. Woo! This bomber here was in the water for, you know, 5 seconds. I barely even dropped it down, and I'm rigging it with a Thunder Mist T-turn swivel about 6-7 feet above the bomber, so it helps it get down a little bit deeper. And, you know, recently there's been a lot of big bunker around off Montauk, so that's why this striper probably nailed this plug as soon as it hit the water. You know, he probably thought it was a big bunker swimming by. And, you know, this is probably about a, you know, 22, 23 pound fish, and definitely not bigger than my first one that I caught on the twisty tube. But, you know, nice fish. I would have been happy with this. I probably would have called it, but, you know, I'm gonna unhook this beautiful fish and get her back in the water. Whenever you're ready to go, baby. Whenever you're ready to go. She's biting my thumb pretty good. Woo! There she goes. All right, guys, just hooked into another big fish. Feels like another big bass, or maybe it's just a really big bluefish. Let me help you guys see me. I'm gonna turn on my light. I'm hoping it's a big bluefish because I already have a really big bass on the board, but you never know. I think it's a big bass. The big bass are really munching tonight. Yeah, another big bass. I'm gonna definitely have to put this fish on the bump board. This fish is gonna be really close. Another giant. Oh. Whoa. Easy there, buddy. Easy. Oh. Woo! On that bomber right there. On that black bomber. Definitely, you know, a mid-30s, you know, maybe upper 30-pound fish. Probably 38, 36 pounds. I don't think this fish is going to be bigger than my first fish on the Twisty tube, just because of the, you know, the size of him. But I'm going to put him on the bump board just for shits and gigs to see how long he is. Caught this big bass off Jones's Reef. Woo, real pretty fish. Let's get a measurement on her. Nose is on the bump. Then I just got to turn my light here. This is a 44.5-inch bass. Not bad. Bigger than my second one, but not bigger than my first bass. Real pretty fish. Woo! Let's get her back and down to the deep again. There she goes. All right, FishAholic, so I'm back here on the beach and I'm all packed in, loaded up, and I'm gonna wheel the kayak back up to the lighthouse parking lot, rinse her off, pack her up, put her on the car, and then I'm gonna get some sleep. And I think this evening was an excellent outing. I caught my striper, I caught my porgy, I caught my bluefish. I have 84.5 inches, and you know, now I'm actually gonna go you know, get some sleep back home. And you know, probably get 2-3 hours sleep and then be up bright and early, and I'm gonna spend most of the day tomorrow freshwater fishing. So that's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna see me out on the pond in the morning. Right now it's a little bit after 4:30 a.m. and the sky is, you know, starting to brighten up a little bit, and it got perfect conditions out here. Flat calm water, very little wind, you know, nice and humid, nice warm weather, and I think I can make something happen. I'm gonna try and catch walleye, carp, smallmouth, largemouth bass. Those are my main species that I'm going to try and catch, and if I have any time, then I'll go for like panfish and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm mainly just going to go for those species that I mentioned. I'm going to start off fishing with this Berkely Flatback Shad 5-inch swim bait, and I'm kind of going to cast it off the drop-off and just work it slowly up the drop-off, swimming it, you know, anywhere from, you know, a foot to 2 feet off the bottom. And usually if there's a big walleye around, he'll nail this swim bait. Sometimes you got to go big or go home in order to get that walleye you need. There he is. Fish on the swim bait. Could be a nice walleye here. Feels pretty good. Nice walleye. Oh boy. Don't dig for the bottom, baby. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. Get in the net. Yes! That is a chunk of a Montauk Fort Pond walleye. On the Berkely Flatback Shad, guys. On the Berkely Flatback Shad. Let me show you this toad. Woo! Look at that toad of an early morning Montauk walleye. Easily, probably gonna be 25 inches. And he just smoked that Berkely Flatback Shad. For a second there, I actually thought he was gonna get off. My heart was pumping, my heart was racing. Woo! This is really good in my book for catching such a big walleye so early in the day. And the nose is on the bump. And this is a 24-inch walleye right there, guys. What a lunker. This is one of my biggest walleyes ever out of Fort Pond. Real nice, pretty fish. Let's get her back in the water. I'm gonna have to get a nice revival. Oh, there she goes. All right, guys. That was very, very good. Catching a 24-inch walleye like that. And it's still early, and now I can switch over to largemouth and smallmouth. And then, you know, if I can get those two species, then go for carp and, you know, just keep going from there. It's only 5:15 right now, so I got plenty of time. And I just tied on this Gary Yamamoto walk the dog type topwater bait. And I don't really know the name off person of this little, you know, bait, but I'm gonna put it down in the description below. And you know, you guys can check it out if you're interested in purchasing any, you know, if I catch any fish on it. Now, hopefully, I can get into a 17-inch or larger. There's a fish right there. 17 to a 20-inch largemouth or smallmouth bass, and then I'll be doing really good. But that might be asking a little bit too much. I don't know what this is. Probably a little smallmouth. Yep, little smallmouth. I don't know if this fish is going to measure 12 inches. It's going to be close. Nose is on the bump, and he's a little over 12 and a half. So I'll call him 12 and a half inches. See you later, buddy. The sun is just peeking over the horizon, and I'm working my way to the end of this point here. And then I'm probably going to go across the lake so I'm out of the sun, because usually then I'll be able to get into a little bit longer of a topwater bite. There he is. That's a bigger smallmouth. If he can stay on and I can get him. There we go. That's an upgrade. A little bit of an upgrade. Nose is on the bump, and that is a 14-inch smallmouth bass right there. I definitely want an upgrade. See you later, buddy. I think I can get an upgrade, but now I have a 14-inch smallmouth instead of that smaller one that I had on the board. There he is. Feels like a decent fish. Oh, looks like a little bit of a bigger smallmouth. Get in here, baby. Get in the net. Come here. There we go. That might be a little bit of an upgrade. This smallmouth here might be 15 inches. 14 and a half inch smallmouth. So I gained an extra half an inch. I think I can still get an upgrade from that. There we go. Nice largemouth on the Jig and Pig. This guy smoked it off this dock here behind me. Was swimming it back from the dock, and this guy just nailed it. Really choked that jig. Nose is on the bump, and if you pinch the tail, that is a 14-inch largemouth bass. Not bad at all. Get him back in the water. See you later, buddy. I'm gonna keep working my way down this shoreline, fishing this Jig and Pig. and hopefully I'll be able to you know, find a larger largemouth and a larger smallmouth. Get a little bit of an upgrade. I'm probably only going to spend another hour or so fishing for bass, and then I want to switch over to carp. That might be a bigger smallmouth, might be an upgrade. He might give me 15 inches. I'm definitely going to put him on the bump. Right now I have a 14.5-inch smallmouth. This guy might help me upgrade a little bit. Right there. And if you pinch the tail, he touches 15 inches right there. 15-inch smallmouth. Alright guys, so I moved off the bank, and you know, earlier in the morning I was working topwater along the bank and then also a Jig and Pig, and I'm very content with the 15-inch smallmouth bass that I caught. But you know, I think I can catch a bigger largemouth, so I figured I might as well move offshore and start fishing offshore grass beds, because that would be my best shot at catching a big one. And this is the grass basically that I'm going to be fishing. You can see here on the fish finder how it gets real choppy along the bottom. And oh, there's a fish right there. There is a fish. I leaned down to show you guys the bottom, and this little guy ate this drop shot rig, and that's basically what I'm going to be using to try and catch some more largemouth, is a drop shot rig. And I'm going to show you what bait I'm using. It's my favorite little drop shot bait that just straight up hammers fish. This guy almost ate this Senko. See you later, buddy. Not bigger than my 14-inch largemouth. But anyways, this is basically what I'm using here, and this is a 3-inch Gary Yamamoto Senko, and I have it rigged Texas style on a Gamakatsu size 1 or 2 EWG offset worm hook. And this is just a perfect little bite-sized morsel that bass in the grass love. And for my Jersey brothers back home, this is my favorite setup here, a drop shot rig with a 3-inch Gary Yamamoto Senko that I love using on Lake Apacong, and have won a lot of money on Lake Apacong fishing this little rig right here. Let's catch some more, hopefully a bass 15 inches or larger. That's one of the reasons why I moved offshore, because I think the larger fish are going to be out here. The cool thing is, this rig that I'm actually throwing right now is the same setup that I was using on Lake Champlain to claim 4th place in the Bassmaster Opens. And on the final day I actually fished with Aaron Martins, which was pretty cool. And we had like an hour left in the tournament, and he was using his robo worm and wasn't catching them. And we pulled up on a rock pile, and I caught my limit, you know, on 3 drops. I caught 3 big smallmouths, you know, 3 to 4 pounds. So I had my limit, and he wasn't catching them. And you know, he actually borrowed some of these 3-inch Gary Yamamoto Senkos. It was pretty cool. And then he caught his limit, and then we flew back to the boat launch at like 80 miles an hour. It was pretty sweet. I actually almost thought I won that tournament. I was less than a pound out of 1st place. It was a good time, good time. I wish I could get back out on the lake and start doing tournaments again. I love tournament fishing. Nice bass right there, guys. This is definitely an upgrade. Woo! Right in the net. Got him. Woo! And I caught this nice chunk here 5 minutes after fishing this offshore grass bed. Yeah, that's definitely an upgrade. Definitely an upgrade. Man, this fish choked it. Look how deep he ate that. Way down there. Alright, nose is on the bump. 16-inch largemouth. See right there? 16-inch beauty. Nice fish. Alright, let's get this beauty back in the water. See you later, baby. Alright, so I'm very content with that 16-inch largemouth. Just hooked into a good fish, trolling this Little deep diver. Might be a bigger walleye or a bass or something. No way it's a perch. Feels really heavy on this ultralight spinning rod. It's something pretty good. I can't even lift them. Look at that rod. This has to be a big walleye. I don't know if it'll be an upgrade. It might be an upgrade. A nice walleye, but not an upgrade. Whoa. Not a bad fish. Not a bad fish at all. It's about a 20-incher. See you later. That was a pretty awesome fight on this little rod. If I didn't catch my big walleye this morning, that one would have been on the board. Alright, so I'm at the beach now, and all I have to do is basically empty out the kayak and transfer it to the small little pond here on the other side of this road. And hopefully I'll be into some prime carp waters. Oh, that water feels good. Whew, it's hot in the kayak today. Alright, kayak is in the pond. It is in the pond. Whew! The kayak feels like 3 times heavier when you're running on 2 hours sleep. Now I just gotta bring all my gear over and I'm ready to go. Let's find some carp. I think I have a couple carp here now feeding. I chummed them up pretty good. There he is, got him. There we go. I got him. Woo! Yes. It was so worth it coming to this small little pond. Oh, I still got to get him in the net to secure the deal. All right, just play him, just play him. Oh, he does not like the net, this fish. Does not like the net. Woo! Yes! Yes! I got my carp. Woo! This is like the last big species that I wanted, and then now I can go fluking. Let's get him on the bump board. Hopefully he doesn't decide to slip away and get in the water. I'm gonna have to hold on to this slimy carp really, really good. All right, nose is on the bump. Nice. This fish is a 20-inch carp right there, guys. 20-inch carp. All right, let's get this carp back in the water and on her way. Thanks for giving me 20 inches, baby. There she goes. I can't find a fluke right now. I'm really struggling to even catch a short fluke. It's 6:15 right now. I only have about 45 minutes left to fish, and I'm drifting down here towards Montauk Inlet, and I'm gonna fish the mouth of the inlet, and then I'm gonna head inside the inlet and in the harbor, and maybe I'll be able to find some more fish. That's not good. A big clump of weeds. There he is, fish on. This feels like a decent fish. Might be a fluke too. There we go. Little fluke. That's not even close to 18 inches, but it's a fluke, so there's fluke in here. I got about 20 minutes left to fish. Just kind of dragging. There he is, fish on. This feels like another fluke. Doesn't feel like a big one, but it's a fluke. I was just dragging this American eel strip bait along the bottom. This guy nailed it. Oh, in the net he goes. A little bigger. Not 18 inches, but I'm getting there. All right, not on that cast. I've got 1 minute left. It's 6:59 right now. This is gonna be my last cast, and then I'm gonna call it for the July 24-hour kayak fishing challenge. Final cast. Let's see what happens. Oh, just had a bite. Just had a bite. There he is. I don't know what it is. Might be another sea robin. Might be a fluke. Oh, guys. That might be an 18-inch fluke right there. That might be an 18-inch fluke. Caught him as the bell rings, or as the buzzer rings. I caught this fluke. Let's see if he's 18. Nose is on the bump. Sadly, no. Only a 17-inch fluke. All right, well, see you later, buddy. Woo! All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's the July 24-hour kayak fishing challenge for you there. And I caught 159.5 inches for all my species. And I hope you guys enjoyed this 24-hour kayak fishing challenge. And don't forget to check out Elias V Fishing's and Sea Money Fishing's 24-hour kayak fishing challenge for the month of July, and see how they do. Hopefully I can claim first for this month. I got a really good amount of inches, and I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna do pretty good. But anyways, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, so you know when I post future videos. And never forget, live to fish, fish to live. I'll see you guys out on the water.